What do you think, buddy? What do we have? Sunflowers. Mission accomplished. We have a clean sunflower field. We didn't even spray post-emergent herbicides. The pre-emergents have rocked out here, and we have blooms, and we have nice blooms. Even the shorter plants have blooms plenty big enough to be seed bearing, so I am very pleased. I think about 5-6 more days we're going to be at full bloom, because we've got a lot of blooms just starting to open up. This is the first week of July, July 7th. So our timing is perfect. This will bloom for a couple weeks. They'll start drying out, and there'll be seed on the ground starting about mid-August to carry us into the opener for dove season. Isn't that cool? Yep, that one's closed. So they're fully closed, and they'll start to open. That'll be open by tomorrow. They open pretty quick once they start opening. I am just very pleased with our pre-emergent weed control here. That 2 inches of rain we got right after application really helped get that metolachlor and prowl into the ground and doing its job. There is no grass out here for the most part. Little isolated clusters, but by and far we have a grass-free, clean sunflower field, and we have got a lot of blooms coming on. So we are very excited to see this. And this is a very crowded area, but even in the crowded area, we're still gonna have seed-bearing heads opening up here. Because we are completely headed out here and we're starting to bloom, we are gonna go ahead and actually start stripping our electric fence down just to kind of make this field look a little bit prettier for guests who are coming by. Because honestly, at this point, once you have head production, it's fine if the deer come in here and strip our leaves out, because that'll actually help defoliate for us and open up the ground. So we're not too worried if the deer start coming in here and eating some leaves, because we have full head production and we are blooming. Another nice head, size of my hand, gonna be plenty of seed in there. So I stand corrected. We've got a lot more heads that are gonna be seed producing than I gave this field credit for. A lot of nice heads, and these are all the clear fields. This was 10 pounds of clear field sunflowers drilled on half an acre. Up here at the top, we've got a row of Predovics I'll go show you in just a second. Honeybees, just waiting for that to open.
Dada, I want to see my sunflowers over there.
We'll go look at yours. He planted some mammoth sunflowers in the garden, so we'll go take a look at those in a little bit. About another week, we're gonna be in full bloom. I could not be happier. Whoa.
Oh my God.
That's a really nice head.
That on it.
The bumblebees all over it. Another big head coming on here. Even these crowded ones, I think, are going to have a little bit of seed in them. Someone was asking, do small sunflowers not produce seed? And the answer is no, they don't. Once they get to a certain size, the seed becomes almost microscopic in there, and you really don't get any seed that a dove can actually eat. They become just too small. But anything like this is certainly going to have plenty of seed in there for the doves. Beautiful heads with the honeybees on them. Tucker's happy, and I'm happy. We have a field with rows that we can walk down and no grass in them. We're gonna have sunflower seeds on bare ground for these doves. Everything did not go perfectly. We do have a lot of overcrowding with that drill. You guys know the deal. If this is your first time tuning in, please go back and watch the other videos. We tried a new piece of equipment out here this year, so it's been a trial year, but by and far, we are gonna have a clean dove field out here with seed on the ground. About another week, this is gonna be full of blooms. Oh yeah, that's a pretty one. That's about your height. Even some of these shorter ones have produced a really nice head.
That one over there.
Yep, and that's only a 28-inch plant, and it's got a very nice head on it. Same thing here, about 28-inch high. Good seed-bearing head on it. 100 pounds of nitrogen to the acre we put out here to feed these, so they were well fed. So even these small plants are gonna have seed on them. And we did have some delayed germination. Maybe the seed was just deeper in the ground, not sure. So we do still have some sunflowers coming on here, but they're gonna be tiny. They won't amount for much. We'll have a staggered bloom out here, which will be nice. Get over here to some of these larger sunflowers, and this is gonna have a really nice head on it. It's still got a long ways to go to open up, but it's got a massive stalk on it. And that stalk is almost 2.5 inches wide. We're gonna have some really nice blooms along this row. Uncle Richard's here. All right, my brother's here. He's gonna help us take down this electric fence, start cleaning up this field. This is our little patch of Predovics here, and they are also plenty big to be seed bearing. On average, they are a lot smaller than the clear fields, but that could be to the crowding density here. I'm not gonna blame them being Predovic for the reason they're smaller. I think they're just crowded over here. But they are actually all uniformly blooming a lot quicker than the clear fields, which is interesting. What you got there, buddy?
A cone.
a corn. One broke that off before it was done developing, I think. See, this is a bummer. That's a really big ear. Look how big this one is. That's gonna be a really nice cob.
I'm gonna try it.
No, don't break it. It's still developing. Don't break that one. We've got a lot of really nice cobs starting to produce in here, but equally such, we got a lot of smaller ones that something's coming through here and breaking them and tearing them off. I do think we're gonna have some corn though. I think we might have outplanted the coon pressure. We got a lot of cobs still to come on here, a lot of plants with at least one, if not two on it. Still developing. This is a good example. Something had broke this off or wasn't fully developed yet. I think it was a little low on nutrients. I just didn't have time to develop one. Seeing a lot of this out here where we're getting broken off right at the cob, or they're breaking the cob off. Nothing we can do about it. You can't fence out the raccoons. It has threatened rain for 2 days, and north of here has gotten a ton of rain, but we just seem to keep dodging it for some reason. We do have some drought stress still going on. This corn could definitely use some rain. All this corn at the lower end down here, the drought got it, and then whatever else is around it's kind of stunted out. So there are some ears trying to come on here, but I don't think this lower end's gonna make for much. I mean, this is just pitiful looking. Need a lot more rain in this area. Must be a dry spot in the field. Get down here this other far end here, we've got some really nice cobs here. Did that on the ground?
Yeah.
I think in a couple more weeks we'll have full production here. Then we'll start the drying process. I'm curious what that corn looks like. Some of the ones that are torn open are rough looking. So I don't know if that's just lack of maturation here or lack of nutrients or what. But it'll be curious to see what we look like here in a few weeks. We are picking up cobs everywhere that are shredded off. I hate to see that, but nothing we can do about it, huh, buddy? Flock of doves flying over the millet field. That gets you excited. We pulled down in here and hundreds almost of finches blew out of this millet field, where the brown top and the Japanese is actually fully matured out and starting to dry out. But just like I thought might happen, this brown top millet that volunteered from last year, along with the Japanese millet, is fully matured out and starting to dry out. And that's what those finches are in here eating. We're just starting to dry out here. And so a third of this field is going to have seed on the ground long before the other brown top millet we planted. We're going to be kind of phased in here, which is nice. So we'll start having seed on the ground by early July, and we'll have seed coming off all the way through the end of August when dove season comes in. This barnyard grass is also starting to dry out. So that very well could be what they're in here eating also. Got a lot of seed starting to volunteer in here. And reminder, once this completely dries out, we're going to light fire to it, burn this whole field off to really clean up and open that ground.
I'm gonna go down on the safety stone for Nana.
Okay, you want to save those for Nana? So we got this top runner taken off around the whole perimeter here. Then we came back through with the weed eater and weed eated this whole fence line to really clean this field up. Now that these sunflowers are blooming with the heads all out, I just don't think the deer are going to chance this fence with that top runner gone, because I know they've been hit by this fence a few times because it's boogered up in a few areas. That way we get a jump start on getting this fence taken down. That didn't take 30, 45 minutes to take that top runner off. July 7th, and we have a bunch of blooms. I think by next weekend we're going to be in full bloom. And we've got a clean field that we can walk through and enjoy these sunflowers. Finishing this one off with a little bit of fishing here. The little one just caught him a bass on a buzz bait, and the skirt came off, but I did have a Cinco worm, so I trailed the buzz bait with a Cinco, and sure enough, it worked. Caught us a nice little bass out here. Little weed eating to clean up the pond. Another update for you guys, looking really good. Sunflowers are about to go to full bloom over the next week. Did some weed eating, got the top row of the electric fence off, updated you on the millet, updated you on the corn, caught us a bass, mission accomplished. But as always, I really appreciate you guys watching. The support means the world to me. If you haven't hit the subscribe button, hit it right now. It doesn't cost you a thing, and it means a lot to me. But until the next video, God bless, take care.